Once upon a time, in the heart of ancient Rome, there lived a man named Marcus Aurelius. He was not just any man, he was an emperor, one of the most powerful rulers the world had ever seen. But Marcus Aurelius was different from other emperors. While many sought riches, fame, or conquest, Marcus sought something deeper, wisdom. He spent his nights writing down his thoughts in a private journal, a book we now call the Meditations. These writings were never meant to be published. They were his personal guide, his way of reminding himself how to live a good life. Today, we will walk through the best lessons from the Meditations and see how they can help us, even centuries later. The first and perhaps most important lesson from Marcus Aurelius is this: you control your mind, not outside events. Life is full of surprises. Some good, some bad. People will disappoint you, plans will fail, and unexpected troubles will arise. But Marcus tells us that what truly matters is not what happens to us, but how we react to it. If someone insults you, it is your choice whether to be angry or to ignore it. If you lose something valuable, you decide whether to despair or to accept it calmly. The world outside is chaotic, but inside your mind you have power. You can choose to see every obstacle as a chance to grow stronger. Another great lesson from the Meditations is the idea of accepting what you cannot change. Marcus often reminded himself that some things are simply out of our hands. The weather, the actions of others, even the length of our own lives, these are not ours to control. Fighting against them only brings suffering. Instead, Marcus teaches us to focus on what we can change. Our own actions, our own thoughts, our own character. Imagine a sailor on a ship. He cannot command the wind, but he can adjust the sails. In the same way, we must learn to adapt instead of complaining about forces beyond our power. Marcus Aurelius also spoke often about the shortness of life. He wrote that even the longest life is just a tiny moment in the history of the universe. We are here for a brief time, and then we are gone. This thought might seem sad, but Marcus used it as motivation. If life is short, then we must not waste it on meaningless things. We must not spend our days chasing wealth or pleasure, only to realize too late that we neglected what truly mattered. Instead, we should focus on being good, on helping others, on living with purpose. Death is not something to fear, but a reminder that time is precious. One of the most practical lessons in the Meditations is the idea of morning preparation. Marcus would begin each day by telling himself, today, I will meet people who are ungrateful, rude, and selfish. But I will not be surprised or angered by them, because they do not know any better. This simple habit helped him face the world with patience and kindness. He understood that people act badly out of ignorance, not evil. If someone is cruel, it is because they are lost in their own pain. Instead of fighting them, we should pity them and stay calm. This way, no one can disturb our peace unless we allow it. Another powerful idea in Marcus's writings is the view from above. Whenever he felt stressed or overwhelmed, he would imagine looking down at the earth from high above. From such a distance, cities seem small, people look like ants, and all the great battles of history were just tiny flashes. This exercise helped him remember that his problems were not as big as they seemed. The things we worry about, money, reputation, small conflicts, are temporary. In the grand scheme of the universe, they mean almost nothing. By keeping this wider view, we can avoid getting lost in small troubles. Marcus Aurelius also taught the importance of loving your fate. In Latin, this idea is called Amor Fati, not just accepting what happens, but embracing it. Everything that occurs, good or bad, is part of a larger plan. Even suffering has a purpose. It makes us stronger, wiser, or more compassionate. If you face hardship, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me grow? Nothing is purely bad if we use it correctly. A rock in the river does not complain about the water. It lets the current shape it into something smooth and strong. We should do the same. A lesser-known but beautiful lesson from the Meditations is the idea of the common good. Marcus believed that humans are social creatures, meant to work together like the parts of a single body. When one part suffers, the whole body suffers. Therefore we must care for others, not just ourselves. True happiness does not come from selfish gains, but from contributing to something greater. Even an emperor, with all his power, saw himself as just one small piece of the universe. If he could be humble, then so can we. Finally, Marcus Aurelius reminds us that philosophy is not just words, but action. It is easy to read wise sayings and agree with them, but true wisdom comes from practice. Every day, we must strive to live by these lessons, to be patient when tested, to stay calm in chaos, to help others without expecting reward. Philosophy is not a hobby, it is a way of life. And so, the words of a Roman emperor, written in quiet solitude, have traveled through time to reach us. His lessons are simple, yet profound. Control your mind. Accept what you cannot change. Remember that life is short. Prepare each morning for the challenges ahead. See your problems from a wider view. Love your fate, no matter what it brings. Work for the common good. And above all, put these ideas into practice. If we do this, we can live with the same dignity and strength as Marcus Aurelius himself. The past may be gone, but its wisdom remains, waiting for those who are ready to listen.